Hi there, it's Ryan with DoHardMoney.com, and today what I want to talk about is real estate comps software. You see, 20 years ago when I got started in real estate, I started as an agent because I really didn't know where else to start. And you don't need to be an agent to be a real estate investor. Let's just get that off the table right now. But that said, the reason that I did is I wanted to have access to what was called the multiple listing service. And the multiple listing service is basically what real estate agents have access to so where they can see homes that are on the market. But what's also cool about this service is they can also see what homes have sold and how much money they've sold for. And so when I was doing that, I had a lot of people that would come up to me and say, hey, can I be your assistant? And I said, wait a minute, why do you want to become my assistant? And they say, I want to become your assistant because I want to get access to the multiple listing services without being a real estate agent. And I say, hey, why would you want to do that? Well, I want access to that data. And so what I found out quickly is everybody wanted access to this data so that they knew the sold properties, the active properties, and more importantly, probably the historical properties, meaning what had sold in the past, how much did it sell for, why did it sell for that. So they wanted to have this information. Or what they would say is hey, will you just give me your MLS login so I can just kind of log in as if I was you so I can check on some of these things. Now, obviously, all those things are you can't do, well, I guess you could do, but you're not supposed to do. So I didn't do any of those types of things. But fast forward now 20 years, and this MLS data is actually now available to a lot of people. You can get subscriptions to it without having to be a real estate agent. So what's happening now is that data is being stored, aggregated, and being sold through subscription providers. So one of the cool things, like us, we have a software called Investors Edge software. With that, you can see the solds, you can see how much they sold for, you can see the actives. With the information out there today, you can see everything. You can get active homes that are on the MLS on Realtor.com or a whole bunch of other sites. It's really easy to see what's currently on the MLS. But if you're a real estate investor, it doesn't matter what's on the MLS. You're trying to go after off-market properties. But what you need is access to historical data that shows what has sold and how much it's sold for, and information about that property. And even like with our software, with Investors Edge, you can even see pictures. So literally you can go in and say, I want to know what is sold in the last year within a mile of this property with 4 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms or whatever you want to put in there. And then you can look in those, you can sort, you can look at tax records, which will come right in, as well as you can look at MLS data that has came in. You can look at the pictures of the home so you can get an idea what the condition of the homes. You can look at the remarks. You even have, in lots of cases, we have access to the agent's information that sold it. So you can even pick up the phone and give them a call. So that information is not accessible to everybody. That information, you have to have a right provider, a data aggregator that's gathering all that data and presenting that to you. So there's obviously cost to make something like that happen, quite a bit in cost, but you can have access to that information. So if you're looking for access to real estate comps, what you're really looking for is sold properties. You want to have search functionality to do multiple different searches, and then with that you can actually select your comps. Now obviously you're going to want 3 or 4 actives and 3 or 4 sold comparables as you're looking at this, but you've got to get access to this data. My recommendation is you check out our Investors Edge software. You can go to our website and check that out. It's really helpful. It gives you a lot of information, everything you could possibly want from what we see. There are other data providers out there, or data aggregators. You can check them out as well, but you're going to have to get a subscription. You're going to have to pay for a service. You can get access to this data, but it's really invaluable because with that access, now you have power and knowledge. You know what the properties are going to be worth. You know if you found a good deal. A lot of people don't know the difference between a bad deal and a good deal if it smacked them in the face because they don't have access to this historical data. Well, now you can get access to that historical data. You can pull the comps appropriately. You can know what those properties are going to be selling for, so you know what to offer. You'll know how good of an offer, how good of a deal it is. You'll know when to say no. You'll know all those data. So that's what's really important when it comes to the real estate software, is that you know what is historically happened based upon certain criterias that will be relevant to that specific property, so you can make good offers and know if you've got a good property as you're doing this marketing out there. Cool other tip with Investor's Edge is it actually has the ability to do marketing where you can find properties and send postcards and skip traces and all kinds of cool stuff. So anyway, but you've got to get access somehow to historical data. If you can't afford the software, you could call your real estate agent friend or make a real estate agent friend and ask them to pull some comps for you. I'm cautious about this because a lot of times real estate agents are well-meaning, but they may not pull the best comps. They may pull the most expensive comps, and your house may not sell for that. So you've got to be careful. I think learning the art of how to pull comparables is paramount if you want to be in the real estate investing game long term and really make some money out of it. So it's a skill set. If you want to learn more about how to pull comps, we have a whole bunch of information around that. Check us out over at dohardmoney.com. If you like this video, please subscribe to our YouTube channel at Do Hard Money. We'd also love a thumbs up and some positive comments. Really make my day. So I'd love to see that from you. Otherwise, make it a very profitable day.